For somebody that's hearing about Cadenza for the very first time, what would you say makes it a standout development in Uganda's real estate market?
I think the biggest standout is the fact that it's Uganda's tallest residential tower. You're looking at a whooping of 24 floors, 3 basements, ground floor, and 24 going up. And then to top it up all, you're looking at the amenities, the lifestyle aspect that the building has to offer. It's the first of its kind with a running track in the same place. You have a heated swimming pool, barbecue spaces in the same place, fully equipped gym. I mean, if someone is buying a unit of about 100,000 US dollars and above, the least you can do is pretty much give them value for money. So what we try to do is literally source out these finishes ourselves. We're looking at steel enforced doors from Turkey, Egyptian marble for the countertops, for instance, in this very house. It's as good as you coming home and you don't have to get out again. Every single amenity that you would want, I think we've probably thought about it, and it's actually there.
The journey began last year with the launch of the flagship project, the Cadenza, and fast forward to today, there is a never done before project, the Bridge. When I heard about this project, I was amazed because not only does the name speak for itself, but what it is set to offer in the market will be very unique. Today, I'm joined by somebody who has got first-hand information. I'm joined by Brian, Head of Sales at VAAL. Brian, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Before we get into the Bridge, can you walk us through the journey from Cadenza to now?
Cadenza, where do we begin? We launched the project last year, 2024, around end of Feb. So far, so good. Project almost 65% sold. I think the market has supported the project. But when you look on the other side, it was also something that we probably hoped would do well. The location where the project is very good. It's Nakasero, it's the CBD of the country. There's that pool. The product, that's what probably brought in studios, 1-bedrooms, with the amenities that the building has. You're building Uganda's tallest residential tower, so that's already an appeal. Coupled with the amenities the building has, running track, 24-hour concierge and reception. It's almost like a hotel, if you ask me. So that has pretty much driven. The return on investment projected for Cadenza, we're looking at almost above 20% for units in this area. So far, so good. Construction is underway. We're right in the show house of the same exact project. So many people have given us feedback in terms of what they expected, what we told them. It's pretty much coming to life. So we're happy with where we are. Yeah.
That's amazing. The project has been undergoing for 1 year now, but I'm sure the people that haven't heard about Cadenza, and for somebody that's hearing about Cadenza for the very first time, what would you say makes it a standout development in Uganda's real estate market?
Okay. I think the biggest standout is the fact that it's Uganda's tallest residential tower. You're looking at a whooping of 24 floors, 3 basements, ground floor, and 24 going up. And then to top it up all, you're looking at the amenities, the lifestyle aspect that the building has to offer. It's the first of its kind with a running track in the same place. You have a heated swimming pool, barbecue spaces in the same place, fully equipped gym. It's as good as you coming home and you don't have to get out again. Every single amenity that you would want, I think we've probably thought about it, and it's actually there.
Yeah. So would you say the market has responded very positively to Cadenza so far?
I would say, 65% after a year and a half of probably being in the market. This was the first project we're doing. Remember, it's almost 2 years of VAAL being in the country. So far, so good.
Like you mentioned, we are in the show house, and the show house has been open from April this year. And there's some people that haven't had the chance to come through and just see how the final product is going to be. Can you walk us through, let's say, the design of the project?
Okay. So first we look at the unit mix. We had studios. I think pretty much almost the first of its kind in the market as well with studios. And the studio is pretty much like a hotel apartment, or just go a standard hotel room. Only that it comes with an extra kitchen. So it's more spacious. For the one bedrooms, I think in Uganda, it's what you would probably call Chisenge and Deal, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
So you have your living room, and then you have the bedroom, and then the kitchen to top it up. The other units, let's say 2 bedrooms, the master is en suite. The other, one of the bedrooms as well has an extra bath, and then the living room has a powder room. So they're more spacious units. So what we wanted to do was pretty much introduce the furnishing. I think if you're looking at the unit, we'll probably use contemporary designs. The colors are very attractive. It's a well-designed unit. For those who have not had a chance to view, the show house is pretty much open almost every single day of the week.
Yeah.
From Monday to Sunday, we have a person who is always here who can actually show you around. And our office is also just walking distance, so it even gives you a better understanding. You come, see the straw house, see the construction, which is also happening right next door, and then you actually come into the office to look at how the numbers make sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
From what I hear, most of the material has been imported. Yeah, and it's very high quality. Can you give us more, detail about that?
So, I mean, if someone is buying a unit of about 100,000 US dollars and above, the least you can do is pretty much give them value for money. So what we've tried to do is literally source out these finishes ourselves. It's something that we have done literally from the time we started business. We pride ourselves on giving people value back. The finishes that we use, most of them European imports. We're looking at steel enforced doors from Turkey, Egyptian marble for the countertops, for instance, in this very house, stucco for the walls, and vinyl silk. We're pretty much going all out. Gypsum ceilings. We're trying to give, someone was to probably do it themselves. What do they want? Especially if you're looking at the clientele or the customers that we tend to target. The people who are well-traveled, people who know exactly what they want. So you want to actually go all out and impress them. Not just impress them, but also wow them, where they're actually confident and comfortable that, yes, I think I'm paying 130,000 for one bedroom. It's going to make me this much, but I can actually see where the money is going.
Yeah. And I know that you've been in the industry for a very long time now, and you working with Cadenza, I know that it's something that you could have thought of and say, this is something that I can fully represent, or actually represents me as well. And this is a top luxury project in the country. How would you say that it compares to other luxury projects maybe that you have worked on or just know of?
Almost more than 12 years now in the industry. Now, I think Cadenza, especially if you look at where the market is, 28 floors for a residential tower in the country is something massive. That pretty much differentiates it away. This is a project where you pretty much, most Ugandans, of course, travel. You go to Dubai and see all these kind of skyscrapers. You go to Europe. Or even in our neighborhood, if you go to Nairobi, I'm sure some are still coming up. This is a project that pretty much competes favorably with every other kind of you could probably have a building as Cadenza in Dubai, and you will not probably, it will match the standards of the rest of the other products there. That's the difference now. That's pretty much what we're trying to bring here. You don't have to go to Dubai to invest there. Pretty much the building that actually matches the standards in terms of the finishes, in terms of the property management, and in terms of the letting is actually here. And in most cases, you'll be shocked that you can actually earn more from the returns in this project compared to what you will earn in most of these other markets that people talk about.
Speaking of operations, I know that you do not only just design or build the projects, you also, do the operations and the management as well. Is there an agency that is in charge of these operations and management, or it's just VAAL? Well,
so what we realized actually, you see, I think especially if you come to developing markets, the dream has always been people who have money, I can probably buy myself land, build units, put my name there. It's a good thing. The biggest challenge has been, after that building is there, how does it actually make money? And that's where most of the challenges start from. Or even if you're selling condominiums, as they call them in the country, the challenge is you've literally built, you've sold so many strangers, they don't know each other. When you hand over the building, how do they actually maintain the amenities or even the building as if they don't know each other? So what VAAL realized was, one, source out for the best locations for starters, because in real estate, location is everything. So you'll notice that the locations will tend to pick whichever market we operate in, are locations that we would call prime, which would offer you amenities are very close, the security is much better. Once you identify such a location, come up with a good product, for instance, like Cadenza, Nakasero, brilliant, almost all the amenities are there. Then bring a good quality product so that people who can actually afford to pay for it are not complaining. Even when you deliver, make sure that the amenities are really top notch. Now, since we've sold to strangers, help them manage, stay, don't run away, don't just abandon. So we pride ourselves on literally whatever building that we do, we stay and manage it ourselves because we understand the building. But also, it's something we've done for a while, so we've done a bit of experience. Manage the building, then as you manage the building, for someone like, say, like Philo now who has invested, it's my other, I don't really do real estate every single day. I have a job, but I would want to own something, fetch me some passive income.
Right.
I'm not going to worry now running, how am I going to get a tenant? How do I, if a tenant is checking in or checking out with Airbnb, am I going to come and open for them at 3? That's what VAAL realized. Take that headache away from people. Advertise, let people come in, screen the tenants, collect rent, and send it to the person. So it's pretty much a fully packaged investment plan in real estate.
Yeah.
Almost risk-free, or mitigate most of the risks that people find. That's what VAAL does.
Yeah. I think you've explained this so very, very clearly, because my next question to you was going to be, what makes Cadenza a secure and future-proof investment in Uganda's real estate market? And just what you described right now is part of the reasons, but do tell if there is more.
Pretty much, you're looking at with how the country is developing. Cadenza, right in Nakasero, I mean the CBD of the country. For as long as the country is developing, you can be very sure that this is an asset worth having. Anywhere that you go, CBDs, of course, for as long as the economy is improving, the CBDs tend to go. Probably properties in the CBDs appreciate faster. For starters, even for renting, the rents tend to go either probably keep increasing. And for Uganda, it's still a developing market. There's still so many people coming into the country. The oil is now flowing, so you expect to have so many people coming in. Tourism, I think, is another sector that is bringing lots of people and opening up Uganda to the rest of the world. Industrialization, I don't know how many industrial parks are now in the country. All those are bound to bring in people.
Yeah.
And once those people come in, ideally some of the spaces they want to stay are CBD or at least areas close to town, because that's where most of the amenities are. So an investor who has a unit there, it literally puts your unit at the forefront for it to be picked. Because someone wants to come, if it's a foreigner coming into the country, they want to live in a place ideally where they can move easily, get whatever they want. But even for the Ugandans themselves, because these units, most of them are actually being ideally taken up by Ugandans. They want the same amenities, they want the same quality of lifestyle that the building has to offer. And that's what we're literally setting up.
Yeah. And I know that sales for Cadenza is obviously still ongoing.
Yeah.
How would you say that this project has set the stage for what's coming next?
I think the pressure is good. 65% sold in almost a year and a half of us launching in our first year in the country.
Impressive.
It's very impressive.
Yeah.
But then again, VAAL is not one that pretty much likes to settle on its laurels. We're already preparing for another project. It's setting us, I think it has pretty much challenged us with what people are expecting. We're doing Uganda's tallest restaurant house, so people want to see what more? What are you going to do? In the rest of other markets, for instance, if you probably move to Nairobi, where we've been for almost 9 years, in those 9 years alone, over 700 units already delivered in the market. Another almost of the same amount, 700, still under construction, just in a space of 9 years. And remember, at the same time, we also moved out to Ghana in 2021. 6 projects also already underway, and now in Uganda. So I think the standards keep on increasing. We prefer to keep challenging ourselves, and then we can see how the rest of the market also picks up. It's good.
Yeah. And now that brings us to the conversation of the bridge. Yeah. So what inspired the name The Bridge?
The bridge, I think for starters, on the outside, the design itself, it's pretty much 2 towers connected by a bridge. But it does not just stop on that, because when we were probably trying to come up with the bridge, we were trying to ask ourselves exactly, from Cadenza, the tallest residential tower, what more can you actually do? So we're trying to see, why do you actually have to choose? Why can't you probably be right in the thick of things during the day and then retire to your peace or fall into your peace in the evening, right in the same exact place? Why can't home be pretty much a sanctuary and a getaway at the same exact time? So with the bridge, I think we're not just calling it our next development. We're almost looking at it as what home should pretty much do for you. Connect you to the energy you crave during the day, and then pretty much the calm that you need in the evening. Connect you to pretty much neighbors that share the same ambitions, while connecting you to the lifestyle that you deserve. And if you're probably an investor as well, surely where the project is, it should connect you to some pretty good returns. And that's where now literally the whole concept of the bridge comes from. Because we're bridging people to neighbors, ideally, that share the same ambitions and the same lifestyle. And then to the investors, you're also bridging the fact that this is a very good, solid investment plan.
Yes.
For the location where it is, I mean, it's Kololo. For some reason, I can't really understand why there's a huge appeal about Kololo that even I personally can't seem to understand. I don't know if it's maybe the tree-lined streets that you see everywhere.
I wouldn't say the trees, but maybe the lifestyle.
There you go.
The
it could be the proximity to almost each and every single thing.
Yes.
Be it the nightlife, if it's the fine dining, healthcare, schools, education, name it, you'll probably find it in Kololo. For some reason, tenants or even people themselves tend to like the place. Summer occupancy rates in Kololo tend to be higher. And of course, if occupancy rates are higher, then the rental yields are also much better.
Exactly.
In Uganda, you would have 2 main places. You have Nakasero, you have Kololo. The appeal with Nakasero is that it's the CBD. Most of the government entities are in there. Kololo has always just been a prestigious location. Every single person who thinks about Kololo, the dream is, if you're making it in life, then ideally you need to have a piece of Kololo.
Yes.
And that's pretty much what the location is about. That's what the bridge is all about. What we're literally creating now is an avenue for someone to actually live and invest in Kololo. Just own their own piece of what they have always dreamed about having. And for those, of course, who already have units there, it gives you another opportunity to just own another piece of it.
One thing that you mentioned is amenities. Of course, it's a very key, important highlight in most of these projects. I know for Cadenza as well, it's going to have those top-notch amenities, but something different with the bridge is the number of amenities that are going to be inside this project. Can you walk us some of the amenities that tenants can expect to enjoy? And
I think the excitement here, I talk about the lifestyle. You're looking at a building that has over 25 different amenities, all in the same space. If you approach the mezzanine, which is also pretty much the first of the ones we're doing in the country, of course you have a heated swimming pool, you have a running track, you have a fully equipped gym, a running track in the same space. So Kololo, good as it is, you will probably bump into borders once in a while. This you won't actually have to get out if your person likes to work out. So you can actually take your warm-up right from the comfort of the building. From there, you walk into a fully equipped gym. The gym comes with spacious enough for you to do your aerobics. For those who are into weightlifting, that's a space you can utilize. And then for people who like yoga, you seem to probably be one of those. There's a yoga space created for those. And for the ones who like spa sessions, talk about having a steam and sauna separate for ladies and gents on the other. And if you get out of steam and all that, you probably still want to now, relax a little bit more. You have an indoor games room as well for those who like video games or pool or snooker. That's space created. And for the families, you have kids. We have not just one, but 2 kids play areas. You have an indoor and an outdoor. You have a prayer room for those, of course, who want to keep close to your God, so you can meditate as well and have prayer.
Sorry, Brian, if I may ask, how big is the space where the bridge is going to be constructed? Because with all these amenities, it's clearly something that's a very big land or area.
Yes. So you're looking, the land is about 1.2 acres. But again, remember, it's not the size of the land most times that matters. It's how you've actually planned it.
Yes.
So if you look at how the building is designed, for instance, the running track runs across the whole entire boundary of the plot. Then the amenities that I'm talking about now are on the mezzanine. So that's where you have the pool, that's where you have the outdoor. And then to top it up, of course, those are just a few. Remember, the rooftop as well is actually this time around accessible. So we have more amenities there. Talk about a mini golf, have a chess lounge for those who want to exercise their brain. You have a fire pit, a sunset deck for you to enjoy the sunset in the evening.
Yes.
You have another rooftop barbecue as well for those who want to gather, gardens. And the bridge is not just a structure as well. In the bridge, you have a juicer, you have a cafe in there with a sitting lounge as well that can be utilized for those who like to read. What else have I left out? You just need to come and get to know
right. I mean, it's I would say it's more like a community and a private sanctuary.
Pretty much. What we're looking at is can we probably connect you to so many amenities, make connections that you want, but at the same time without feeling crowded. So if you come and probably you're enjoying your barbecue during the day, you can actually come down. If you find the mezzanine barbecue pretty much occupied, you can use the one on the rooftop. If you probably come, there's one thing that you probably hadn't actually noticed. We actually also have an indoor cinema. If you want to probably watch a movie from the comfort of your building without getting out, there's a fully planned indoor area for watching movies, a proper cinema, not just one, but 2. You have an indoor and then you have an outdoor as well on the rooftop if you want to probably catch a movie under the stars.
Yeah. Nice.
And for the New Year's, which is another one.
Fireworks.
Yeah,
right?
That's a very good place for you to catch them.
Right. So I can confidently say that VAAL has become a very key player in the real estate market within Africa. How would you say that your experience in other African countries have shaped your work here in Uganda?
So you would probably see, normally if you've done something before, you've actually learned. You've probably made some mistakes here and there. You've seen what doesn't work. You've seen what works. So what we've actually, I think how this has worked is to understand, for instance, don't just come up with products for the sake of product. Come up with a product that the market really craves, the product that the market wants. Our unit mix is pretty much determined by the market. What exactly is missing in the market? If you come to Cadenza, you'll notice we have studios, we have one-beds. In Kololo as well, we've come up with quite a number of studios and quite a number of one-bedrooms because that is what is missing in the market and that's what the market is craving. For the investors, those are also units ideally that fetch the highest return on investment. But also the amenities themselves, because you realize today's consumer is not just looking at a building, they're looking at elevating their lifestyle. Why should I spend money to come into your place? Why should I come for a getaway to just come and look at the walls? I can have that wall I already have that wall at my house. So the amenities are actually designed to pretty much bring that element out. And those are all things that we've actually learned from the other markets we've been in. And we're now literally, you could probably say we're picking what we've already done and bringing them. Even the property management, it's something we've already done. The letting arm of the business as well, it's pretty much designed to help the investor maximize all the money that they can from their investment.
So you are the developer that does your very extensive research before you can come into the market.
You could probably say, even in the case of Uganda, we knew about Uganda for almost now about 8 years before we made the decision to come into the market. So we understood when is the right time. We've been doing quite a lot of it, understanding what are the locations that people like, where is the market going, and that's where we are. If you look at the bridge, for instance, let's say the starting prices we've come up with, 87,000 for a studio, a 37.5 meter square studio in Kololo. The money, that's pretty much roughly under 300 million, or give or take 300 million. It's money that is doable. It's just that people may not understand the concept, for starters, of off-plan. But also there's the other of where people think the fact that it's a luxury project, then I can't actually afford it. Which are totally different. Because if you look at, let's say the 87 now, this is a project that you can actually afford because you're paying for this unit over up to a period of about 40 months. The booking is 10%, which is 8,700, roughly under 30 million. You can actually book the unit. With 60 million Uganda shillings, you've completed your down payment. The rest of it are installments. You get to a point of where you're paying almost about 5 million every single month for the next 40 months to own a property in Kololo, which you can be very sure, worst case scenario, even if you rented it for $80 a night, you'd be making 1,000.
Yeah, and I would say
1,600 a month.
Yeah, because the average price for a studio, obviously, it's about, let's say, 1,200 if you're taking the monthly rate.
Yeah.
So obviously, you would have those returns within the shortest
within a very
time.
short time, because if people who have units there are making that much, yet the buildings do not, the buildings, let's face it, don't come close to the amenities that we're trying to put up. If you look at other projects there, I know you're in the market, so you know speak how much they charge, about 200 per night. You go to Ridgeway in Elizabeth Avenue, charging about $200 a night. But if you look at the fact that also Kololo as an area actually barely has any hotels.
Yes.
It's only Protea and the 4 Points. The rest, what else? There's not much there. And all those hotels charge bare minimum about 150 a night, even if you've negotiated. If you charge 50% of that per hotel for 20 days, you'd make 1.5 easily.
Yes.
And what stops you? Because the building has all the amenities, the company does the property management, and they can actually do the property letting for you. So it's money that can be done. It does not necessarily have to be someone who is extra rich or someone who is extremely wealthy. Even working professionals, this is something that they can do comfortably.
Yeah, because there is a question of somebody thinking about, do I have to put the entire 300 million within one payment? But I know with the off-plan projects, obviously you're given a duration of when you're supposed to complete payment. There's let's say first deposit, and then that completion stage of a certain given period of time. Can you maybe walk us through this? And
actually now that's the beauty of off-plan, and that's why I like the field this much, because even if you look at it as an investment, ideally, in most cases, for you to get to earn an interest, if you've invested 300 million, you need to put all the 300 in one go. It's only off-plan projects that can give you that leeway of you literally earning an interest over your 300, but you've actually given someone 10%.
Yeah.
Because you're literally booking a high-valued asset for 300 million and paying just 8,000. The balance is the one you're going to be paying in installments over a period of 36 months. Whereas that apartment is actually appreciating. So by the time the unit is actually there, your 300 would probably, bare minimum, would have gained an extra 15% extra, yet you've actually not given it to me in one go. That's the first. The other is on the fact that you can actually get to do the rest of your other businesses, and you just keep giving the person every 3 months. The rest of your money, even if you have it, you can leave it in your businesses to keep on churning out more money. These are some of the clearest advantages, I think, of this.
Yeah.
It's very easy, it's doable.
Yeah. So would you advise that someone should pick 87,000, invest in a unit in Kololo as opposed to the outskirts of Kampala or other cities?
Yeah, I think first of all, what you have to realize is let's say with the bridge, the project that we're going to do, you're not just buying any square footage in Uganda, you're buying in Kololo. Demand never seems to slow down.
True.
Because you think about it, the location is really good. The return on investment, or if you look at the occupancy rates, tend to be high. The supply already is limited, so the numbers actually make a lot of sense for you to just put the money in. If you probably want to look at areas to invest, you look at location is very key. And then this is Kololo. It's either Kololo, it's Nakazero. And now the opportunity is on the fact that you can start with just 87 own in Kololo. So if I have that money, if you ask me, surely the 87, I don't even need to have all of it. I just need to have something to start with, which is 8,700, 10%. And then the balance, you work as you pay.
Right.
Yeah.
VAAL only joined the market, the Ugandan market, last year, 2024.
Yeah.
Why would you say now is a good time to invest in Uganda's real estate market?
Well, you have to probably look at, by the time we actually decided to come, because it starts with why we came. I think Uganda, the economy is doing much better. Yes, perhaps in most cases, I think if you go on the street, people will tell you things are not working out. But the economy is actually indeed really taking off.
Yeah.
We have a lot of tourists coming into the country. If you look at our dollar currently, the rate is about 3,500 from almost 3,700 a couple of months back.
Yes.
That means our shilling is actually doing way much better. Those are all indicators of the economy doing well. We have lots of infrastructure developments coming up backed by the government. Airport expansions, all these things are happening because the government is literally opening up ways for people to come into the country and invest. So it's the right time. But also, of course, the best time is always you get the first mover advantage. The earlier you come in, the better. For people who invested with Cadenza, it's already visible. Their units have already appreciated by about 15%, even before we reach even halfway the building, which is impressive. The bridge offers you that opportunity, so you don't have to wait. Now would be the right time.
Besides Cadenza and the bridge, are there any other exciting projects for VAAL in the future? Is this something out there that you...
I think we're here for the long haul. 2 projects in 2 years already is a statement.
Right.
The 2 projects that we're doing, normally when you mention projects, it seems so small, but if you look at the scale of the buildings, Uganda's tallest residential tower, bridge coming up, total number of units above 500 for those 2 projects. That's a massive scale for any developer. But we like challenging ourselves, so let's see what the future holds.
Well, we can't wait to see that.
Thank you.
So, Brian, when can we expect the bridge to be completed? Or actually, when can we expect the construction to begin with the bridge, and when can we expect it to be completed?
Okay. Well, before the completion, I still are very excited about the amenity and the lifestyle and the amenities. We need to launch the project fast.
Yes.
We're launching this project officially on the 21st of August this month, so pretty much next week. We'll be at the Serena Victoria Ballroom from literally 5:30
Fancy.
all the way up to the evening. I mean, it's the lifestyle you expect, so you might as well start from the get-go by experiencing it before we actually bring it to life. So we'll be there. But even as before the launch happens, our office is pretty much open for those who are actually interested in picking up units very fast, choosing the layouts they want, the different views that they would want, and pretty much discussing, coming into the office now, Macron Road, Ari Towers on the ground floor. It offers you that one-on-one where we can actually give you all the attention you deserve. You pick your unit without, the busy and that buzz of the launch. So by the time you come for the launch, you've actually zeroed down on your unit.
Yes.
You can also reach out to us through our social media. VAAL Uganda is pretty much on Instagram. We have a website as well, www.vaal.co.ug. You can probably put in your inquiries in there, and our team should be able to assist you.
Yes. So now for somebody who is considering buying one of the projects, either Cadenza or the bridge, what's the first step that they should take?
Okay. So I think the first thing you need to do is, one, approach our office or actually interact with our social media for those that are not able to visit directly. The moment you log in your inquiry on any of our social media platforms, at least you'll have a member or a property consultant well versed with the market who can actually give you an unbiased view about which project you want to go for, why that very project anyway. So they will advise accordingly based on your budget, based on your interests and the needs to see which project matches. Once that is done, then now we can go into the paperwork. That is pretty much the easiest part actually of the transaction. Once you identify what you want and what you need, the rest becomes very easy.
And where can we find the sales team? I know you're head of sales. How can we find the sales team? Where and how can we approach them as well?
I think our sales team is pretty much at our offices, Ari Towers, Nakasero, Macron Road. We're open every single day of the week, Monday to pretty much Saturday, even Sunday, considering the fact that we understand the line of work we do. Some people are pretty much busy during the week. They may not have time to actually come to the offices during those working hours. So even Sunday, for instance, if someone wanted to have a look at this show house, there's someone who can actually attend to you on a Sunday. So you just need to pick a time that suits you during the week, and our team will avail itself.
Well, thank you, Brian. This has been a very insightful conversation, and it's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you very much for having me as well. I look forward to seeing you on the launch.
I will be there.
I'd also like to take the opportunity to welcome those who are watching it. I'm sure you have lots of followers. Anyone interested in probably getting to know more about us, the launch is happening next week on Thursday, 21st August. Just mark the calendar. You'll probably get to know much more about VAAL, what we do, and better yet, you can actually pick up units for the bridge at a starting price of about 87,000 when the prices are still that good. Payment plan is very flexible. I look forward to seeing you all.